Warning. Dear viewers, please be advised that we only read the news. Please be kind and check all the time the original article and sources in the description of the video. Thank you.
Mueller is done, IT's all over. Robert Mueller is not the squeaky clean prosecutor his apologists in the media make him out to be. The special counsel was caught red-handed cutting corners in a high-profile trial about alleged election meddling. And this mistake could sink his entire Russia case. Lawyers for the 13 Russian nationals indicted by Mueller for conspiring to defraud the United States have proven to be more than a match for Mueller and his band of partisan Democrat prosecutors. The attorneys shocked Mueller and his team when they entered a not guilty plea, and Mueller was dealt his first legal setback when a judge turned down his request to delay the trial. Now these lawyers have uncovered Mueller taking legal shortcuts that could get the whole case thrown out. Mueller's team charged 13 Russian nationals with conspiracy to defraud the United States, as opposed to conspiracy to violate Federal Election Commission laws, because the standards of proof for conspiracy is much lower than proof of violating FEC laws. Prosecutors made their argument as to why that was an acceptable move in briefings filed with the court. The special counsel's team wrote, "As an initial matter, the government agrees that the plain language of the statutory provisions Concord Management has identified in the Federal Election Campaign Act, 52 U.S.C. Section 30109d, and the Foreign Agent Registration Act 22 U.S.C. Section 618a, set forth a willfulness case 1:18 CR00032D left document 20 filed June 1, 2018 page 5 of 12-6 standard with respect to knowledge." The government, however, did not charge Concord Management with substantive violations of FACA, FARA, or for that matter, visa fraud, an offense that requires only a knowing standard. See 18 U.S.C. Section 1546. Concord Management is alleged to have conspired to defraud the United States, in violation of 18 U.S.C. Section 371. As described in more detail below, the mens rea for that offense is intent to defraud the United States, not to willfully commit substantive offenses that are not charged in the indictment. But lawyers for Concord Management fired back that Mueller's team was cutting corners. They argued that the special counsel invented a make-believe crime of conspiring to interfere in an election and is disregarding the intent of Congress, who specifically set a higher threshold of intent for violating FEC laws. Concord's lawyers wrote, presumably to bolster these allegations, which have a strong odor of hypocrisy. 4. The special counsel has pleaded around the knowledge requirements of all related substantive statutes and regulations by asserting that Concord conspired to obstruct the functions of the United States Departments of Justice, DOJ, and State, DOS, and the Federal Election Commission, FEC. 5. But violations of the relevant federal campaign laws and foreign agent registration requirements administered by the DOJ and the FEC require the defendant to have acted willfully, a word that does not appear anywhere in Count 1 of the indictment. See 52 U.S.C. Section 30109d and 22 U.S.C. Section 618a. They also contended that this amounted to a trick to get around using the willful intent standard, since the last time the Department of Justice brought charges of foreign interference in 1998 over foreign donations to Democrat campaigns, the willful language was part of the indictment. Mueller has granted himself broad powers to investigate crimes far outside his mandate. And now he stands accused of fabricating a crime and ignoring the statutory language in order to charge these Russian entities. If the court agrees Mueller cut corners and is bending the law, his case against the Russian firms and nationals will collapse. We will keep you up to date on any new developments in this story.
Thank you for your support. Please subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Leave us a comment below with your opinion. Like and share so your friends can see it. Thank you.
Breaking: Mueller rocks DC with major Trump announcement. Robert Mueller's investigation has one true purpose. The special counsel was put into place to push the impeachment of Donald Trump. That's why Trump blew the whistle on Mueller's real plans with one jaw-dropping statement. Trump tweeted that Mueller intended to meddle in the midterm elections and help the Democrats. Political experts predict that despite Nancy Pelosi poor-mouthing the idea, Democrats have every intention of moving to impeach President Trump if they win control of one or both houses of Congress in the upcoming November midterm elections. Democrats have followed the media's lead and placed the Mueller investigation at the center of their criticisms of Donald Trump. Liberals are hoping and praying that Mueller delivers the goods and produces a report that drives the anti-Trump narrative. Trump seized on this fact and tweeted that Mueller, aided by a staff of intensely partisan Democrats, aims to meddle in the midterm elections. Liberal journalists like CNN's Jake Tapper fired off baseless allegations that President Trump was promoting a conspiracy theory. But there are cold hard facts that back up the president's allegations. First, Special Counsel Mueller has filed documents indicating Michael Flynn and George Papadopoulos will be sentenced at the end of June. The move to finally send these two Trump associates to prison, for crimes unrelated to Russian collusion, means Mueller no longer needs their cooperation and that the investigation could be winding down to its conclusion. That means a report could be submitted to Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein before Labor Day. That would all but ensure that his findings, Mueller and his team of Democrats will be sure to shade innocent behavior in the most sinister light, will dominate the fall campaign. The second way Mueller will meddle in the midterm elections is through the trial of former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort. Manafort's trial is scheduled to begin in September. Mueller has charged him with a series of financial crimes that span a decade before he entered the Trump campaign. Manafort has denied all allegations of collusion and was not charged on any counts of conspiring with Russians during the election. A September start for the trial means the verdict will be set up to be the October surprise of the midterm election. The media will endlessly hype a guilty verdict, even though it has nothing to do with Russian collusion, as a major victory for Mueller and a crushing defeat for President Trump. Their goal will be to suppress Republican votes by making GOP voters think the situation is hopeless. Trump has reacted proactively and fought back. Unlike other Republicans, he is not willing to lay back and absorb the liberal media barrage of negative stories. Members of the media are frustrated that unlike George W. Bush, who refused to defend himself from liberal media body blows and left office with an approval rating in the 20s, President Trump is aggressively defending his administration and pointing out his enemies in the swamp who are scheming to sabotage him.
Thank you for your support. Please subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Leave us a comment below with your opinion. Like and share so your friends can see it. Thank you.
Breaking Major Robert Mueller announcement rocks D.C. Robert Mueller is beginning to show his cards. The special counsel is dangling an offer in front of the president's lawyers. And Mueller just revealed his secret plans for Trump. Mueller and his team are trying to negotiate terms for an interview with the president. Trump supporters believe the president should stay far away from Mueller and his band of Democrat pitbull prosecutors because the only purpose of an interview is to trap the president in a misstatement. But Mueller is using the interview as the carrot to entice Trump to accept his offer. Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani told the New York Times that the Mueller team said the obstruction probe could be wrapped up by September 1, if Trump agrees to a midsummer interview. The New York Times reports. The special counsel hopes to finish by September 1 the investigation into whether President Trump obstructed the Russia inquiry, according to the president's lawyer Rudolph W. Giuliani, who said on Sunday that waiting any longer would risk improperly influencing voters in November's midterm elections. Mr. Giuliani said that the office of the special counsel, Robert S. Mueller III, shared its timeline about 2 weeks ago amid negotiations over whether Mr. Trump will be questioned by investigators, adding that Mr. Mueller's office said that the date was contingent on Mr. Trump's sitting for an interview. A spokesman for the special counsel's office declined to comment. Wrapping up the obstruction case would not signal the end of Mr. Mueller's work. That is one piece of his broader inquiry, a counterintelligence investigation into Russia's campaign to interfere in the 2016 presidential election and whether Trump associates coordinated with it. Counterintelligence investigations are used to gather information quietly about the activities of foreign powers and their agents, sometimes for years, and can result in criminal charges. This is a dangerous timeline. The beginning of September is the traditional kickoff of the campaign season. Trump tweeted that Mueller and his partisan investigators want to stretch their witch hunt into the midterms so they can inflict the maximum political damage on the GOP. Mueller's only chance to force Trump's impeachment is to orchestrate his investigation so he can manipulate evidence and his findings in the most damaging light possible to help elect Democrats. Democrats winning control of Congress is the only way impeachment will move forward. And that has been the goal of Mueller's silent coup since day one.
Thank you for your support. Please subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Leave us a comment below with your opinion. Like and share so your friends can see it. Thank you.